Hi everyone, this is my first video makeup tutorial that I'm doing while bored in isolation. There's not much to do, so I thought I'd give this a try, see where we go. So today I'm recreating Mmmmitchell's latest makeup art look he's been doing while he's in isolation. I just thought it was really pretty and it was a good start to go with. So I'm just using the P. Louise base Rumour 2. We'll just jump straight into it, and I'm just carving it out my brow. I'm sliding the product across, but the further I get into it, I start to tap it to make sure it's really neatened off and dead nice. I put like a bit more of the product lower down, but then I really like to go in with a flatter, stiffer brush, blend all that product around the rest of the layers of the eye, and I'm blowing it out because the look we're doing today, the rest of the eye is going to be blown out. So we're just making sure all that colour is able to stick to the face and the eye how we want it to. So obviously it looks a bit of a mess right now, but we'll blend that later. That's the P. Louise paint with Mmmmitchell. It's in the shade Raver. I went to tap the excess off and it's paint, it doesn't do that, so don't be doing that. I'm just tapping the product in right now into the corners of the eye. Trying to not go too ham on it because, well, it's paint, so it's harder to cover. The smaller the better for this kind of look anyway. So I'm just blending the edges out with a fluffier brush. It's just a clean, fresh brush, just so it's not as harsh looking. It's all nice and soft and blended. I'm just smoking that out now. This is a Jeffree Star times Morphe brush. I don't actually know which number. It's just a nice angled fluffy one. I do just like the feel. I did the other eye off camera, just so the video isn't 2 hours long, how long it took me to make. I'm just making sure both are symmetrical, both are blended, and they're all nice and soft. So now I'm going in the shade Muse in the Me, Myself and Mmmmitchell palette with Mitchell and Beauty Bay. I'm just putting that in the inner corner. I just grabbed this angled stiff brush. I don't actually know it's a fake brush. I bought it offline thinking it was real James Charles brush, but it was fake. So I'm just putting that in the corners, nice and tapping it in the corner, but then lightly smoking it out because we want it dark and intense, but in certain places we don't want it too blown out, so then it's just a really dark eye. We still want that pink showing. So just going in, keep tapping. I did like this brush, to be honest, for this kind of smoke, because of the angle it was just the perfect brush. Pot look, fake it till you make it. I do like to just take a lot of risks when doing my makeup. This looks like it all works, and that's how I just sort of learn. You can only practice. In the video that this look is inspired off Mitchell's eye, I didn't actually see him use any pink. It's in the shade Morning Glory in his palette. I just felt like I'd put a bit too much of Muse on and blown it out too much, so then I just went in and tried to bring that pink back into it, get all them colours nice and blended, nice and saturated. I say it's a clean brush, it's quite dirty actually. It was fine. It's just another fluffy brush from Jeffree Star Morphe. I'm just going in the shade Mental now. It's a nice vibrant orange. The thing I do love about this palette is these shades build up at each other. They're very bright and they're very vibrant, but they don't just pack the colour on straight away. You've got to work for it, put layers on, and work with building them colours up, because that's how you get it all the colours shown, and it's just really nice. This orange is honestly so vibrant, and it just blends really well with a lot of other colours, which is exactly what you want when doing your makeup. So I'm just making sure that both inner corner and both the outer corner are nice and blended, smoked out, as it's the kind of shape that we're going for today. We're doing a nice spotlight eye, nice and blown out. I'm just getting a fluffy brush now, just a clean one. This one's actually clean, and I'm just making sure them colours are nice and soft on the edges. I just put that orange above and below the smoked bit, just so it's all nice and connected to when we go into the bottom lash line. I do find when I do fluff a colour out, it always like the vibrancy goes, so I do like to just go in and put that colour back on, so I might be doing that a few times off camera, just to make sure that your colours are all there, because you do tend to lose the vibrancy, so you just got to keep repeating the steps. If you think it's not as blended or not as bright, then I'd say that. Now I'm just going into the shade Manchester and Mixer, and these are the nice bright yellow, and it's more like a mustardy yellow, more nude, more brown side, and I'm just putting that above the orange, more closer to the eyebrow, and then smoking that out, and I'll be putting it on the inner corner as well, to make sure it's all nice and symmetrical. I always try to think when doing this what the end result is. I know I did copy it today, but like just for doing eye makeup, how's it going to look in the end result, and that's how I sort of my mind process kind of works. So I'm just making sure it's on the top and on the bottom, so when we do come to the lower lash line, it's all connected. For this is where I started to notice as well, at this point, when doing the eye, I'd lost a bit of the pink and the orange, so then later, like after I'd finished with the yellow, I kind of went in with more orange, a bit more muse, and just kind of like got all the colours nice and saturated, made sure everything was showing, all the colours were there. And this is kind of what I've learned off Mmmmitchell, like this is why I wanted to inspire an eye look off him, because I just love the way his like techniques work. It's just a nice way of doing it, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just making sure both eyes are nice and symmetrical, all blended, and looking gorgeous. Throughout this I'll be singing a lot, I'll be dancing, like this is just me doing my makeup. I'm just now going in with a fluffier brush, and it's clean, and I'm just making sure it's all nice and soft, smoked out. With the yellows, like I always find yellow, you can't go like too harsh on yellow, it's just not that kind of colour, I've always found. So now I'm going back in with Muse, and I'm going, I think, no, we're dancing, okay, yeah, we're going on the lower lash line. So yeah, we're just making sure it's connected, we don't want it too far down, as it's not the kind of shape we're going for, and there's going to be a few colours there, so we're just making sure it's nice and tight. I'm using another brush from Jeffree Star, I don't know the number, but it's just a stiff flat brush, nice for that bottom lash line, and it's just nice and stiff, so it's getting all that product on like nice and deep. Now I'm going in with a different brush. It's still a stiff brush, it's nice and thin. It's not, no, not thin, that's not the word. I'd say more rounded, but it's nice and small, so it's good for detailed work. Do you know, when you're trying to blend small colours together in a tight space. So I'm just going in with that orange shade now, and I'm going to be connecting that in to from the bottom to the top, to make sure it's all nice and tight. I had to get some weird angle on this, because I don't know, just must be the way my mind works. If everyone else does this at home, I'd love to know. But I honestly, this is just the way I do it. I look like I'm feeling all the fantasies there. I was having a brilliant time. It was such a fun eye to do. Like, I've only done this the way as well as I have because I followed his techniques. Watched the video, I kept referring back, and I just wanted it to be like exactly the same as what he could do, and I'm happy with the result. Making sure it's all nice and rounded on that inner corner, because the kind of shape we're going for, we don't want it too blown out and high to it look raccoony, but we need to make sure it's all nice and round, soft, all the colours are still showing. And that's just the kind of shape we're going for. It depends what you're doing, but that's just for today's look. They're the fake brushes that I bought. I thought they were James Charles and Morphe, but they were all fake, and they were from China, so I knew they weren't real. Now I'm just getting a fluffy brush, and I'm just dusting off the edges with the nice yellow shade Manchester and Mixer from the Me, Myself and Mmmmitchell palette. I'm just making sure it's all nice and connected. and it's all symmetrical. Again, these weird angles. I look like a serial killer. Honestly, it's like I go from serial killer to like really feeling myself. There was no in between there. So I'm just making sure it's all nice, like I said before, nice and rounded on that inner corner, but not too high. You've got to be really light movements as well. I like to, like, I've not really mentioned it yet, but like I do like a lot of round movements. Depends what I'm doing. If I'm smoking out, I don't tend to, but like, I'm sure if you're a makeup artist, you already know this, but if not, like, I do like to, nice and soft, very light, round movements, on that little bit there. Oh god, no. Oh, this is my eyeliner. So now, it's just from MUA Cosmetics. It's nothing expensive. It's like £3 from like Superdrug. And I'm just putting that on the inner corner. So now, because it's already dark on them corners anyway, I'm deepening it even more with this eyeliner because it's a nice tacky base. That's again with the paints before, they were a tacky base. The colours stick to it better. So like, I'm just putting that on with a brush from P. Louise and Mmmmitchell. It's from their collab. I just wanted to be very detailed with it. I didn't want to go too far because it was only like light movements and I only wanted it just in that certain area. So now I'm just going in with a tight small brush and just tapping it. I don't want to move the product too far out, but I just want it nice and soft and blended. So then this will be nice and deep and intense, and then the lighter colours, they look brighter next to something so dark. And it just really makes that spotlight eye like pop, which is what we're going for today. So I'm just rounding that off, especially in that inner corner, making sure that's a bit rounder, as like I said before. Yeah, I kind of got that on the bit that we're supposed to not touch, but you know, we worked with what we got, we made it work in the end. So just making sure it's nice and soft, just tapping it in. I hold the brush quite close to the bristle, like my hand quite close to the bristles, because you can sort of really intensely deepen it, whereas I find when you hold it to the end, depending what you're doing, it's all different things are necessary. When you hold it to the end, it's sort of a lot lighter, so if you want to be light, then I'd suggest that. But because I wanted it nice and detailed, nice and tight, I just wanted to hold it dead close and tap it in. So I've done that now, and I'm just going in with a nice clean fluffy brush and blurring out those edges, making sure it's all nice and soft, all connected. Like, I want the inner corner bits from the top and the bottom to be connected, to make sure it's all, just so it looks even. Now I'm going in and I'm using the shade Mafia from the Me, Myself and Mmmmitchell palette. It's a really nice black. Like I said, these colours are really buildable. And I also went in with the shade Muse, and I'm just I think I've mixed them together. God knows. Looks like we did. And now we're just like dusting off them edges, making sure the colours are still there, it's not just the black anymore, and just to deepen it up. And it's also to set the eyeliner, like we don't want the eyeliner to transfer to any of the other colours, so if we set that with a black, then we've got no worry of that. Now we've gone into the Jeffree Star Bloodlust palette. I didn't actually have anything that was like that he used on his eye really, except from certain products, but the base he used I didn't have. So I used Beauty Sleep in the Bloodlust palette, and I just used it on a nice, very thin, stiff brush, and I'm just tapping that in on the spotlight, making sure it goes high and bright and blends well. But it was like a really nice base to start with, like the very like kind of pastel pink gold tone. It's very nice. Now I'm just going in and in the shade Morning Glory from the Me, Myself and Mitchell, and I'm just using a really nice detailed thin brush, nice and fluffy, and I'm putting that between like the black and the shimmer shade that was just used. I didn't realise what, like, I could see the, no, can't talk. I can see why he did it, yeah. When I was doing it myself, I was like, oh, this is really like, it just helps blend the colours. It makes it look even more vibrant as well. It's very clever. I didn't think, I wouldn't have thought that. I would have gone for something different. But it's always good to watch people and see what they're doing, because you can learn a lot from everyone. So it just connects everything in. You're bringing that pink back into it. Again, I'm just singing, living my best life. I've gone back in now with the shade Beauty Sleep, and I'm just making sure it's all nice and blended now that because obviously I've put that Morning Glory shade on, and I just didn't want to lose it, the pigment of the shimmer. Now I've just gone in with the shade Muffin. It's from the Mmmmitchell palette again. This is a nice like white pink, like sort of reflex. It's a very nice two-toned glitter, and it's just again to make it brighter, make it pop, and I really wanted to intense. I mean, it's what he used, so it's very nice to use. I'm just making sure it's all on the same on the bottom as well. I'm just putting the same glitters on the lower lash line, in the middle, to really, it gives it that spotlight. I don't often do eyes like this as well, so it was really fun to do. I've just gone in with the shade Muse, and I've gone in that same rounded, detailed small brush, and I'm just making sure it's all nice and blended. Now I'm using the Mmmmitchell times Beauty Bake gel liner topper in the shade Mama. It's a nice pink glitter. It's really, like, I use it for a lot, like my highlighter sometimes, like I'll put it on lips. Like, I don't suggest this to anyone because it does dry your lips out, but they're not meant for that. But it does look really pretty and it's only on me. So I put that on there because I weren't feeling bright enough because of the product. He used different things that were just a lot better than what I had. So I just thought I'd go with what I've got. Now I'm just using the Krylon TV white paint in, just putting that on the inner lash line, and I'm just putting it a bit lower just to make sure it's really showing. The minute I did this, it completely changed the eye look entirely. Like, I felt like it really just stepped it up, and it was a really nice white liner. Like, I've never used it for that before. Now I'm in the Jawbreaker palette in the shade Orange Juice and the shade Fuck. The Orange Juice is the glitter orange in the palette. I've seen that Mitchell used like a nice orange shimmery sort of blush from Fenty, and this is just what the closest I had. I mainly use the shade Orange Juice because it, like, rather than the shade Fuck. The Fuck it's a nice peach. And as well, I didn't have the liquid eyeshadow that he used for his highlighter. Honestly, I need to buy that, so I went in Conspiracy in the shade Ranch and the Be Perfect times Mitchell Sub-Zero palette in the shade Lifestyle. And I went in with like an eyeshadow brush because I just wanted it small and detailed, but it was too patchy and liney, so I just went in and tried to blur it out with a highlighter brush, and it seemed to do the job. It's all about trying new things. We won't be doing that again. So I'm just putting it all the places that is needed for highlight. As well, I didn't really mention before, but using that Orange Juice shade as the blush, it was really nice. Like, it just blended that eye and the face together, and it brought it all in. Because before I was looking a bit pale. Like, if I had proper lighting, like, if you put the flash on my face, it was really nice. The natural lighting, obviously. Maybe I need a ring light. Now I'm just going in the P. Louise and the Mmmmitchell paint in blank canvas, and I'm just putting that on a spoolie, and I'm putting that through my eyebrows. It was really nice. It brought like a whole nother level of different kind of look to it, like brought it to another level. very like unconceptual, like new creative ideas, and it was just really fun. Something that I've not seen before. I had previously, like, I think it was Pride, I'd put like the paints in my eyebrows before, but I never would have thought to put blank canvas in, especially with me being a blonde, like. But it seemed, I loved it, like, I loved it on him, and obviously we've both got blonde hair, so like, I thought, oh, it'll be fine. So yeah, I'm just making sure it's all nice, because I went a bit too high up with it, because you didn't have to be so neat, because it's not like you're having a really arched angle eyebrow. You're just kind of applying that paint. So now I went into the NYX lip liner. It's Line and Load. It's in the shade Never Listen. It's just like a liquid. I didn't really have anything of the sort that represented what lip you use, so I made it up as I went along. It didn't do its justice that I liked it to do, but we worked with what we had. Maybe I should buy some more stuff. So I'm just, I really overline my lips. I realised that this product, it smells like Play-Doh, and in a really good way. If you love Play-Doh, like, I'd rate it, because just for the smell of it. I think I just got this from like Superdrug. Like, I do love NYX's products. Like I said before, I rarely overline my lips. I like to make sure that I put like these little flicks on the end to make it look like I'm always smiling. I seen that Ellis Atlantis did this. If anyone knows him, if you don't, you should follow him. He's very talented. He's amazing. But I seen that he did it. He did it a lot better, and he actually has lips. So I just work with what I've got. But so like I said before, his lip that he used, it was more of a mustardy, warm orange, kind of nude lip, and I had nothing of the sort. So I thought, oh, I'll put this orange on and try and dull it down a lot. That was like the P. Louise paint in the Basic Brights. I think it's called OTT Orange. So it's very bright. It's such a bright, like, this is, I should have probably tried something else. I went in with a Jeffree Star liquid lip in the shade Gemini, and I put quite a lot of layers on because I really needed to dull down that orange. It wasn't, in my head, I had the plan, and it just didn't come out on the way I wanted it to. So I'm just layering that up now. I don't know what I'm saying. I can't hear myself at the moment. It's just blank space. So right now I'm putting the back on with blank canvas. I thought I'd like to do this a lot with lip colours, and I do especially like to use the paints on for lipstick. But I just thought I'd put that on, and then it would dull it down a bit. It makes it more of a nude rather than a bright, vibrant orange. Now I'm going in with the shade Man-Made, and I'm just putting that line back on the lips because I kind of lost it. It wasn't as sharp and structured as I wanted it to be. So putting my little flicks on because we always want to look like we're smiling when we're really not. So now just making sure it's all nice and sharp, and that we have big drag queen lips. Who needs lip injections when you can just paint them on as big as this? No, I'd suggest lip injections because this is not a look. So now I'm just going in with the shade Mixer because I wanted the more yellowy mustard, and I didn't really get that before. So like I was just trying to like blend out those sharp, harsh edges on the inside of the lip with when I just lined them again with the shade Man-Made. So making sure they looked at least somewhat natural. Not that that is possible, but yeah, we did with what we could. So just making sure it's all nice, and it's and this is the final look. I hope you all liked it. I really enjoyed